Hey guys, what is going on? This is the IP of RageQuitTV. Gonna be casting a game between WhiteRa and Liquid TLO. TLO spawning as the blue Zerg, of course WhiteRa spawning as the red Protoss, and WhiteRa brings nothing but his A games against TLO. I say that because he's not always the most consistent player. Back last year during one of the DreamHacks, it was the DreamHack, I believe it was DreamHack actually, the thing when they had a tournament, and then after the tournament they had show matches for the fans in case the fan wanted to see WhiteRa versus RageQuitTV, but it just didn't happen in the tournament, so they did it anyways after it. WhiteRa did horrible in the group stages of that tournament, and then 2 to 3 days later, at the same event, went on a rampage in the show matches. It was really odd. It looked like two different players. So WhiteRa, I don't know why he isn't always consistent, but against TLO, he brings nothing but his A game. He's going to throw down the 9 pylon and go out to scout. TLO is the mastermind Hive player. He used to be Terran, switched to Zerg. Actually, used to be random. Switched to Terran, switched to Zerg, switched to Terran, switched back to Zerg. He doesn't like Protoss for whatever reason, but he is an intelligent player, and what makes TLO scary is he can find out what he doesn't know. Like, he knows what he doesn't know. That may sound odd, but it is a very good tactic, because TLO will just be sitting there one day and be like, huh, I wonder what happens when you neuroparasite larva. Oh, you can build whatever they have. Okay, what if you neuroparasite a Zerg egg? Okay, this egg just blows up. Out of nowhere, TLO just knew those facts. He goes out and finds things that he doesn't know, and then finds the answer. So if there's ever a build that TLO comes across, you can count on him to have an answer for it, and if the game ever goes into a funky state like he does a 7 pull or something, just forces his opponent to react kinda odd, you can say that TLO is gonna have the upper hand because he is a very good at impromptu playstyle. Maybe it comes from his Supreme Commander background. I have no clue what that game is, but TLO was a pro at that. This one drone going to hammer away on the probe. Keep in mind, he did go for a hatch first build against a Nexus first. WhiteRa can still throw down a Forge and create living hell for TLO. TLO is going to be taking another hatch, so he is going to go for a double hatch before pool, really trusting that WhiteRa doesn't put on much aggression. Maybe he's expecting this base to get cannon rushed, and then he can cancel the hatch, and, well, have another base. I don't know what his plan is. It looks like he has 2 drones chasing that probe, and he's going in a position so he can go for another base. He's sitting supply capped right now, not building an overlord, so I think he is going to try to take that 3rd base. WhiteRa does see the 1 drone there, does see the hatch go down. TLO does cancel it, so this may be a big mind game. But no, it looks like it was just positioned off, and he is going to be rebuilding that. WhiteRa going to come in here, see that there is no pool out just yet. TLO is supply capped right now, building that 20th drone, and he is going to do a double extractor so he can get an extractor trick, go up to 21 out of 20 supply, turn that fraction upside down. But keep in mind, TLO still doesn't have a spawning pool yet. WhiteRa does know that, and that's why he went for a gateway opener, did not bother getting that forge. And if he ends up doing like a 6 gate against TLO, that could spell trouble. Has WhiteRa scouted that 3rd base? No, he hasn't. He's only scouted the 4th base. He's going to go up here just to double check. Yes, you did not cancel that. I saw my eyes right. You went for a double hatch before pool, but what WhiteRa doesn't know is TLO went for a triple hatch before pool. His overlord is right here, so he knows the Zealot is going to be on the way. He sees no forge, so he knows he doesn't have to worry about cannons, but he's not worried anyways, as all his hatches are just about done, and his pool is almost done. But the Zealot and probe could cause some trouble for TLO. TLO doesn't really have any defense at this one base. He may end up just sacrificing it, saying, hey, you know what? I'm still a base ahead of you that you don't know about. WhiteRa still has not scouted this one hatch. WhiteRa is going to come up and do the damage on this hatchery. 1 drone right here. Another drone is on the way. That Zealot could possibly take the drones out. There goes 1 drone kill. TLO going to be sending this 1 drone in. He does have 4 lings on the way, but 4 lings cannot kill a Zealot and probe. Even if the lings are microed well, I think a Zealot and probe would still beat that. Of course, just 4 lings can beat a Zealot, but adding in that probe for the little bit of extra damage and kind of stopping surface area on that Zealot, he doesn't have a chance with just 4 lings. Another Zealot is coming along. A Stalker also on the way. TLO, though, now going to be bringing his Zerglings. He does have 6 out, which can probably take care of the Zealot and probe, but not the extra Zealot. So I'm kind of curious if TLO will be able to defend this one base. Now that the Stalker is coming, these Lings are going to definitely have a hard time. and they're going to just go on this one Stalker, try to do as much damage to it as possible. Now they're going to be retreating. WhiteRa has the 2 Zealots and a Stalker up here with this one probe. His Warp Gate research, I think, is done. No, it's just about done. So the probe could throw down a pylon and cause some trouble, but WhiteRa is going to go for a Warp Prism instead of just throwing down forward pylons. These Zerglings look like they have enough to take out everything more on the way. The Stalker is just going to be retreating. He is faster than those Zerglings, so Stalker should be safe as long as he just doesn't stop moving. TLO chasing that one Stalker down with his 2 Lings. The Stalker regaining the shields. Eventually, he will be able to just turn around and kill these Lings off. Another Ling is going up here. He may be trying to get in the pathway of the Stalker if he goes behind the mineral line again. I don't know exactly what his plan is, but the Stalker has 42 energy, so he stops, gets a shot off, gets another shot off, going to try to take these Lings out. A Ling coming up from behind, but TLO immediately turns the other direction. We do have a Warp Prism speed on the way along with a Colossus. WhiteRa only has 3 gates, so he's going for a 3-gate Colossus play. This one Stalker just running in circles. The Colossus now just popping out for WhiteRa as this Stalker regains a shield so he can deal with the Zergling. The Zergling gets a hit off on it. So no, he cannot kill it. Going to be 2 hits left. Now just 1 hit to kill this Stalker, but he is going to be running in circles. At the same time, we do have a Colossus and a Warp Prism. I don't think TLO saw that, so maybe WhiteRa is just hiding his tech. And looks like TLO brought another Ling up and cleaned out that Stalker. But the Warp Prism with a Colossus is speeding across to TLO's 3rd base. Actually, this is his 4th base. This one actually was the 3rd base. Colossus drop. Oh my god, WhiteRa. Special tactics indeed. And there are a bunch of Zerglings. The Colossus does get dropped on top of them. Now he's going to be whooping in Zealots, but he whoops them in on the low ground. Colossus hops back in that Warp Prism, now hops back in and going to do some Warp Prism micro with this Colossus. That Warp Prism, though, taking some heavy damage along with the Colossus. WhiteRa does have to get out of there. TLO is going to be coming in, trying to take out this entire force. The Ling's going up on the high ground, but of course the Colossus can just walk down. But the Colossus does hop back up in this Warp Prism as the Queen is doing damage to this Warp Prism. The Warp Prism going in, and the Queen gets the last shot on it just before it can get away. A Colossus is walking across the map right now, but that is a huge win for TLO, taking out that one Warp Prism. WhiteRa going to be building his 3rd base right now, but he doesn't have really that big of an army. 24 to 26 to 38, so maybe he has a decent army. The Colossus in no man's land right now on the way back. TLO going to be sending a lot of Lings. That Colossus needs to go to a high ground or somewhere where those Lings cannot attack it. And the Ling's going in for a complete surround. This Colossus will be falling. WhiteRa just chooses not to micro that on that high ground. Lings take the Colossus out, and now they're taking out the Zealots. They're going to be running into this 3rd base as a lot more Zealots are warping in, but that is a lot of Lings with speed. WhiteRa doesn't have any upgrades. Keep in mind, he went for a Gateway Opener, not a Forge Opener, while TLO does have +1 on that armor. And WhiteRa is just going to be pulling back. And of course, the +1 armor not going to really help TLO at all, I think. What it is for is in case WhiteRa went for a +1 attack, it would stop the Lings from just getting 2-shotted by the Zealots. But the Zealots do 16 damage, and the Lings have 35 life, so 32 damage. That one armor is not going to do a thing. So even though he has that upgrade advantage, it's not going to help him too much. WhiteRa getting a sentry in, and that sentry does have full energy, so force fields will be very good, but TLO just going to be going on for the counter-attack. Going to try to take this 3rd base out, getting a surround on it. A lot of Zealots are whooping in. Keep in mind, the sentry does have full energy, so he can force field his own Nexus and stop the Lings from attacking it. And now WhiteRa is going to be coming in. There's Lings just turning that Nexus down and actually pull away and trying to run away. I think if he just kept turning that down, the Nexus would have fallen, but who knows? That would have been definitely a close battle. TLO does have Queens at every single hatchery, so he has so much love. He doesn't know what to do with it all. He is building roaches to deal with these Colossus, but he can't stay at roach tech forever. That roach speed is on the way. The Colossus with Zealots. The Zealots acting as a great meat shield. The roach is doing a lot of damage. Force field's going down behind the roaches. The Zealots trying to get a surround, now pulling them back, just using range to his advantage because the roaches don't have anything. The Stalker staying behind the force fields as the Zealots just again act as a meat shield, but TLO reinforcing with 15 roaches. I don't think WhiteRa can hold this. The roaches come up and close personal to these Colossus. The Colossus is going to be falling down. They try to micro to the best of their ability, but no, it just isn't enough. Their sentries did not have energy to force field, and TLO is going to be cleaning up this entire force. WhiteRa is going to be sitting around 80 supply, while TLO will sit around 156. And maybe WhiteRa will get a lot of those units away, so he'll be at like 90 supply instead of 80. Great job on the escape. The one sentry does go down. More units whooping in. WhiteRa going to do a double robo facility down by his third base. This will be great because he can build immortals at this, and they don't have any travel distance to protect the third base. That is why you see him building it down here. Just because of the travel distance, he knows he's going to be under attack, needs to do everything he can to eke out any defender's advantage he can possibly get. Roach is coming in for that complete surround on these Stalkers. There's no energy to force field. Actually, he can get some. He chooses not to. Now the sentry with energy did fall. Colossus is coming in. WhiteRa whooping in a lot of Stalkers, and TLO is forced to pull back. And TLO should get another base up and do some type of tech switch. We do see him getting Infestors out with getting +2 melee attack and +2 ground carapace. He has +1 missile, so he's going to be at 1-2 on these roaches, but 2-2 on Zerglings. Those rocks are going to be taken out by WhiteRa, and he'll be going on a 4th base. And if he goes to 4 base to 4 base, it is going to be okay for WhiteRa. He could come back still. He is definitely behind. You can see him getting those immortals out, like I said, just so they're up close, ready to fight. If he got them up here, those immortals would have a probably like 10 to 15 second walk down to this third base, which may be too late. Very nice idea for WhiteRa, putting those robo facilities right there. TLO, though, needs to change out of these roaches, which he is doing by getting a Spire somewhere. And right there by his natural is he can go into Corruptor play or Mutalist play. Since he is just massing Lings, I think he may actually go into Mutalist. He's also getting a Nidus network, and we do see him taking his 5th base, so TLO going to be expanding yet again. A lot of Lings are just running into this base. I have no clue what he was thinking. Just losing a lot of Lings there for free. WhiteRa has come back in the supply, 155 supply to 175. WhiteRa taking out a few overlords, but TLO is ahead of the supply cap, so that's not going to do any damage whatsoever. There we go. WhiteRa going to be taking another base. We do have the Overseer, which does scout that. TLO going to be engaging right now as WhiteRa is down here. TLO knows where WhiteRa is thanks to this creep, so he can go in for the counterattack. There is no observer for WhiteRa. And we do have the Hive on the way along with 20 more Lings. These Colossus need to be microed back. The Roach is taking them out. Oh my god. WhiteRa not microing his Colossus. This one is sitting on the high ground. It looks like he was trying to defend that Nexus, which almost went down to a Ling run by. 28 Lings on the way, but he still has a Colossus alive. That Colossus is at +1. We have Overlords all around WhiteRa's base. Keep in mind, he does have that Nidus network, so he can go in for more counterattacks if he wants to. Overlord's moving in for TLO, and WhiteRa is going to be taking them out, but there's a lot of Lings with some Infestors. The Colossus has to get to the high ground. Fungal Growth about to go off on WhiteRa's units. There's Infestors do come on. Big Fungal Growth. Colossus cannot move. That Colossus will be going down. We do have a Nidus one being built. Actually, a second one, it looks like. And those Infestors going to be taken out by these Stalkers. Nice job for WhiteRa. But going back over here, there are 2 Nidus Worms. One in the main, one in the third base. The third base is getting Lings sprouted out. This one not getting any units, so WhiteRa going to easily clean this up, and then he can attack this one Nidus Worm from the high ground, so it may not actually do any damage. I don't know why he positioned that there. Should position a little bit further back, but the Nidus Worm does get taken out. A lot of Roaches do come out. Looks like the Roaches are concerned about those Colossus. The Colossus microing down here, but he doesn't have anything to micro back up. That is a 2-story wall up, which the Colossus cannot walk. That Colossus does get taken out. TLO going to try to take out the next Colossus. It looks like he will, and this Nexus is under siege now. A lot of Roaches going to be coming in to take that out. WhiteRa also under attack at this third base. He does manage to save this at 71 HP, but this third base is going to be falling. TLO is absolutely everywhere, attacking all fronts. The Nexus does fall just barely, but there's another Nidus actually going up into this main, so I can't stop for a second. Units falling out. The Zealots coming in, whooping in, taking some of the damage as the Colossus does go up here. There are plenty of Roaches. Maybe those Roaches could go underneath the Colossus, but no, it doesn't look like he's not putting any more units out of that. Instead, he's getting a big flock of Mutas to come into this natural middle line. There have been 12 probe kills so far before the Mutas made their way out on the field. Still plenty of Stalkers out for WhiteRa, so those Mutas can't do as much as TLO was hoping. 15 Stalkers, actually 18 Stalkers to 20 Mutas. And if TLO had taken out more Stalkers, that could have been GG right there. It looks like WhiteRa going to go in, do a little bit of harassment on TLO's 5th base as the Mutas come in trying to take out these Stalkers, but there may just be too many. Good blinks coming up from WhiteRa. picking off those mutas, but TLO is going to come up in the main with a few mutas and roaches, picking off these Colossus. Very nice job splitting up the mutas in separate groups, forcing WhiteRa to be everywhere at once. Now the mutas do group up to pick off. Looks like they're going to try to finish the job on the Nexus. He does get that one. This Nexus, though, just about complete. TLO not letting a Nexus stand at all. And now those Stalkers going to be taken out, but the constant Nexus sniping is a hassle to WhiteRa. It's not going to be game-ending just because he has 73 probes still, despite losing only 15, so his mutas didn't really do any economic harassment. Stalkers do blink up, taking out quite a few, and TLO's 5th base is under trouble now, but we do have more units coming in to try to stop this base from going back up. WhiteRa going to be taking this one hatchery out, but as I was saying, it's not that big of a deal for WhiteRa losing his bases because he has 73 probes to just 3 mining bases, and that should be enough to saturate it all. Actually, only 2. 73 to 2. Actually, this is a big deal losing these Nexus. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought he had 3 mining bases, but no, when this one does go down, he only has 2 left. And now TLO gonna be expanding absolutely everywhere, it looks like. And, what is he doing? He is getting chitinous plating, so it looks like he may be at 3-3 already. Yes, he is. TLO is at 3-3. WhiteRa only at 2-0. WhiteRa definitely behind these upgrades, and with that chitinous plating, that means an Ultraless cabin is out as 2 are on the way. And, fungal growth with the Ultras could be pretty good. TLO just going to try to out-macro his opponent, and he is doing just that with more bases than I care to count right now. Oh my god, he's taking almost every base on the map. This creep spread is pretty good. Even getting a macro hatch right there. Stalkers do blink underneath these mutas. The muta's going to be picked off. TLO sitting at 1A supply and going to be sniping this base again, or at least trying to. This Nexus under a heavy attack. And will it go down? It's very close, and yes, it does go down thanks to those few lings. TLO just again not letting any Nexus live. Oh my god, WhiteRa is being contained. He kind of has that death blow with Stalkers and Colossus, but TLO is just forcing him to be everywhere. If WhiteRa uses mobile units, the Stalkers to move out, the mutas clean up the Colossus. WhiteRa has to go in for this big counter attack. He is going to be attacking TLO's 3rd base, which is already almost mined out. And, well, this 3rd base looks like it will be falling, but again, TLO has bases almost everywhere. It was almost mined out, so it's not going to be the biggest deal at all. More Ultras on the way. It looks like TLO is just trying to macro up a force. In the meantime, we have a bunch of mutas going to go in to take out probes. WhiteRa going to come up, doesn't blink up. There are plenty of Ultras here going to this unit counting station. There's 6 Ultras here. Keep in mind, those are 3-3 Ultras with that chitinous playing to the 2-0 of WhiteRa. Big engagement. Fungal growth going down on a lot of those Stalkers. Still plenty of Ultras living. Just cleaving everything. Some nice blinks by WhiteRa, but it looks like the Ultras, just too many Ultras. 176 supply, 255. I think it's lights out for WhiteRa. And in the meantime, those mutas were doing a lot of damage. They do fall back, cleaning up some Stalkers, and there goes the game. I hope you enjoyed that. I know I did. These two players are so good. The games are always a treat. What'd you think about these double Nidus? Oh my god, that was amazing. Well, take care, guys. Peace out. If you enjoy, don't forget to subscribe. It really does help me. I get like 5 subscribers a day now. I want it to be up to like 20 or 30, which isn't unreasonable, despite having the, like 2 to 4K viewers on each of these videos. So please, don't forget to subscribe. It does keep me motivated. I get happy. A smile comes to my face every time I get a subscriber. That goes straight to my phone. So blow up my phone and make me turn that alert off. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.